A pile of rubble remains where a car went into a home on South Claiborne near Pine Street in New Orleans Wednesday afternoon. JD Career spoke to the homeowner, who is still shaken up a day after the incident took place.
Here's the glass. This is what I would have been eating. I would have been under the vehicle.
Darryl Domino says that when this car went through the front door of his home Wednesday afternoon, it sounded like a bomb went off. Fortunately for him, he literally just got up from his chair.
When I'm telling you 3 to 5 seconds, 5 seconds would be too long. It was probably less than 3 seconds.
He recounts the story of what happened based on what the driver of the car told him.
That car barely got between the oak tree, my vehicle here. She took out the pole, she took out the corner of the house, and drove right in on top of my chair.
He says as smoke began to fill his house, he heard a screaming baby.
And I just went to try to get the baby and the old lady out. So that's what through my mind, was just to get everybody out of the house.
But according to Domino, this wasn't an isolated incident.
Domino says that he regularly sees cars speeding down Claiborne Avenue, especially around 3 o'clock when school lets out. He also tells me it's right here on the neutral ground where cars typically end up when they're involved in an accident.
Right next door to Domino, his neighbor Randy Leger, who says he's been living on South Claiborne nearly 3 decades, expressed that the speeding down this street has gotten out of control.
You know, I mean, if I'm driving 35 miles an hour in the center lane of South Claiborne Avenue, I've got cars coming around me like crazy.
What's the simple solution according to Leger?
It seems like low-hanging fruit to do routine traffic, enforcement like we see in other cities. When I go to other cities, I see a lot of traffic enforcement. I never see any here, ever.
As for Domino, he says after waking up the next morning, the only thing he can think of is how thankful he is everyone walked away alive.
In a couple of months, the house will be fixed. But had that lady hit this tree and got killed in my front yard with that baby, I'd have to leave. I'd have to move away. I couldn't live with that.
Thankfully, everyone can live without that happening yesterday, and hopefully never again. JD Career, Eyewitness News.
According to eyewitnesses, the driver was the victim of a road rage incident that they say led to this incident.